Good day, fellow crafters. Welcome back to the Forget-Me-Not Card Company YouTube channel. I'm Tamara, the card creator, and today we're crafting this fall-inspired card. Fall is one of the most exciting times to get creative. With its cozy color palette, textures, and seasonal elements that lend themselves perfectly to card making. Warm oranges, deep reds, golden yellows, and soft browns. Each hue evokes the beauty of changing leaves and autumn sunsets. Let's dive in and capture the spirit of fall. I wanted to start by just showing you how your package will arrive and how many things you can actually create with this. Not just using the sentiments as a focal point, but also using the leaves, acorns, and pumpkins. This is how your set will come, and you just click the little pieces with a pair of pliers, put each piece aside. You can use each piece as you seem fit. But again, with so many pieces and elements, your world is your oyster here. I love this friendly purple color. It's just so bright and cheerful. I'm going to be creating something with a little bit of shine and a little bit of sparkle today. And I start by doing this with my mica sprays. Now, the key to mica sprays is to shake it extremely well until that ball inside goes back and forth. I found that it's best to shake it side to side versus up and down to help prevent your nozzle from getting clogged. Now here, I know I'm going to make my leaves, and I know I want them to be multiple colors. So I have a little bit of green, a little bit of orange, a little bit of yellow, a little bit of purple, a little bit of red, and a little bit of brown. I feel like this is going to make beautiful autumn leaves for me. On to the pumpkins. And I knew my pumpkins, I wanted to have a little bit of yellow and a little bit of orange. And here in just a second, you're going to see the gorgeousness of this paper. It's almost a shame to cut anything out of it because this shine is a wow factor. How awesome is that? I love it. I never get tired of looking at it. So not only did I do the multicolor for my leaves and the orange for my pumpkins, but I also did the green, which I knew I was going to use for the vines on my pumpkins. And in the bottom right-hand corner, you will see the brown, which I will use for my acorns, as well as a couple of extra leaves. Here, I dye all the leaves, and I had quite a bunch that I did there. And I did, with the brown, take my sentiment out of that. I wanted to have contrasting colors, and I felt the brown would be perfect for that. I'm trying to show you the different pumpkins. There's 3 different designs on the pumpkins, and I cut 12 of the pumpkins out. I'm just using the orange. But I didn't want that paper to go to waste, and I knew because I only cut in the center of the paper that I could use the background, what was remaining, as my border for my base. Definitely going to be stunning here. Here, I glue it down, set it aside to dry, and we'll come back to that later. Now adhering the pumpkins, easy peasy. The green little pieces that I cut out earlier with the other mica spray will line right up, so I just add a little bit of Bearly Arts glue to each of the pieces and secure them in place. There are 12 pumpkins in total, but I only ended up using 7. Now for the acorns. It just so happened when I used my browns, I used 2 different shades of brown, which created a light as well as a dark. So I cut the bottom part of my acorns with the lighter, the darker part for the top, and adhere those together. On to my base. I initially thought I was going to do candied corn here. That was my thought process, but I knew the white wouldn't look good. So I did a little bit of brown, a little bit of yellow, and then orange. But when it was all blended together, you really couldn't see the difference. But that was my thought process initially. On that 4¼ by 5½ piece of paper, which we will cut down here in just a few moments, I wanted to adhere my sentiment, and I thought nuts about fall would be absolutely perfect for this since I was going to have the acorns included. I do use my T-ruler to line it up so everything is nice and straight as well as centered. It takes just a couple seconds to do this, but as you can see, that T-ruler makes it a breeze because you literally just butt up the edge of the cutout right next to the ruler. Easy peasy. After that's done, I do have my rectangle die, and I know I'm going to trim this here in just a few minutes, but I kind of want to get a visual of where everything's going to look, and I want to go ahead and glue my leaves as well as my acorns down, because I want my pumpkins to be last, almost as if they're at the bottom of my card. So I need to wait on those just for a few moments. Now for the pumpkins, I end up using 7. For the leaves, I ended up using 9. And for the acorns, I ended up using 3. I've always worked in odd numbers. I feel like it's supposed to be more cohesive, and maybe that's just the art nerd in me. But that's just how I've always done it, and it's always looked great. But I'm always of the philosophy, do what you like and what's pleasing to your eye. It does take just a moment to adhere everything. Not a big deal, but you're starting to see this masterpiece come to life, and I love the transformation. I only wish my camera would catch up what glorious shine this mica spray has. It definitely is a wow factor. You will see it at the end of the video, but it's definitely different in person than on camera. So here in just a second, I'm going to be done adhering everything. I'm going to trim it down and then onto our pumpkins. And the card is almost done. You may be wondering about the mat that I am working on. I love the silicone mat. I will put a link down in the description box in case you too find it helpful. However, this mat has a magnetic piece at the top, which you can actually see my dies, the purple dies, in it. So I don't have to worry about losing all those little dies at all. But it also has the little cubbies, which allow me to keep my pieces separate if I choose to do so. Not to mention, it's silicone. So if you are working with any media such as the mica sprays or alcohol markers or alcohol inks or maybe just your glue, cleanup is a breeze. I use this almost every day and I absolutely love it. It kind of looks like a hot mess now, but truth be told, I've been working on it all day. So it's gonna get a little mucky, but that's okay. Now that you see my pumpkins being adhered, you can definitely tell that this card is coming together beautifully, and you definitely get that warm, cozy feeling. I love fall. How about you? What is your favorite season? Back to that orange piece that I talked about earlier, we're going to adhere our panel to our base. Now, isn't that stunning? I did not want that orange to go to waste, and what a perfect solution. Now, with the mica sprays, they can and do come out in your hands. I don't want my recipients to get glitter or shine on their hands and dread getting a card from me, so I do add a little bit of matte fixative to this. I do encourage you to either have a vent or a window open prior to using this. Look at that shine! How lovely is that? If this video inspired you, give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button for more creative tips, design inspiration, and fun projects. Don't forget to click the bell icon so you'll be the first to know when new content drops. Thanks so much for crafting with me today, and I'll see you in the next video.